What's good, fam? TC here with another video. Check this out right here. Everybody knows by now, or anybody that pays any decent amount of attention knows that um, Donald Trump, that's that motherfucking name. Donald Trump pulled out of the Iran nuclear deal that Barack Obama signed. What was it? 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. No, 3 years ago. Whenever it was, he pulled out of the goddamn deal. And a few videos back, I told everybody that that was going to happen. Now, anybody with any half a brain in their head would have already seen that coming. People was, especially people at my job, was all worried about the North Koreans and their missile tests and all of that. And I was telling them that the United States is not going into a war with North Korea, in spite of what you saw on the nightly news. And North Korea and South Korea don't need the permission of the United States to become friends and to bring the Korean War to an official end. They don't need our permission to do that. They're going to do that regardless. And then when they get done with that, they're going to ally with China, which would be good for them. Like I said, that's a nice tight little alliance right there. Okay. I told people that our next big war going to be with Iran. And that seems to be what's about to happen. I mean, Netanyahu, I think it was last week, a week or so ago, gave this big presentation about how Iran, reneged on every promise they made, and he put up all these charts and graphs and PowerPoints and shit about how they not holding up their part of the deal, and we need to, they're a threat and blah blah blah. Just like Colin Powell did back in the day. I watched that shit on TV. Man, it was a lie then, just like this is a lie. But it doesn't matter. Don't matter if it's a lie. They want to go into Iran. Iran is, if I'm not mistaken, one of the last countries on that list that General Wesley Clark dictated to us a few years ago about what the United States wanted to do in the Middle East. And I just heard a story this morning about how we are escalating and building bases in Somalia. And guess what? A bunch of oil just been found off the coast of Somalia. And as you know, our dollar is based on oil. So we got to control all of the oil from that part of the world. So by hook or crook or by killing people, that's what we intend to do. And we intend to help the Israelis, with their aspirations and vanquishing all of their enemies. I mean, so far we have, destroyed every country that the Israelis wanted us to destroy, except for Iran. And Iran is not going to be a small undertaking by any stretch of the imagination, but trust and believe, undertake it we will. And it doesn't matter if Donald Trump stays in office or is removed from office. We're still going. I mean, because once you got 150, 200,000 troops committed, it doesn't matter if they sweep his ass out of office or not. Mike Pence is going to come in, and he's going to continue the same fucking policies that Ronald Reagan, I'm sorry, damn, I said Ronald Reagan, Donald Trump has, you see. And the Democrats aren't any better because, ain't none of them really coming out and saying that, we really don't need to go into a war with Iran or any of that. They all focused on the wrong thing too, but they're corporate Democrats. And they're just as much warmongers as the Republicans are. So that war is going to happen. And our people, us black people, because that's all I really, am concerned about in this situation. Us poor black people are going to be the ones who have to send our sons and daughters and grandsons and granddaughters over there to fight and die in another war, which would make, 8 or 9 wars that we're already involved in 8 wars. This would be the 9th war. But this one ain't going to be like the little wars that we have in, Niger and little conflicts that we have in Yemen and Syria and places like that. Not that they're little by any stretch of the imagination, don't get it twisted. But this war will be the one where they send hundreds of thousands of troops in order to fight it. And this is the big war that's coming. This is the big war that's coming. This is the one that is going to have millions and millions of people out in the streets protesting against. And this is the one where I said, a year ago, that Americans aren't going to wake up until the flag draped coffins start coming in, start rolling into the Air Force bases here in the United States to go get buried in the national cemeteries. This is the one that is going to cost us dearly. But they don't care about that. They don't care about that at all. Soldiers, according to Henry Kissinger, are nothing but dumb, stupid animals that are used to carry out foreign policy. That's what Henry Kissinger said. Now, that's a paraphrase, but he did say that. And that's what we are. Pawns and cannon fodder. So don't get it twisted, man. We are focused on the wrong thing. What we need to be focused on is electing the right people who are going to put an end to this bullshit war policy that we have in this country. And in the world, really, in the West, really. Because Great Britain and France, not necessarily France, but Great Britain and Israel definitely are part of the problem as well. It's those three. Great Britain, the United States, and Israel that are driving these fucking wars. Oh yeah, and Saudi Arabia. Don't forget them. But the point is, these big wars are killing millions and millions and millions of people for nothing except oil and profit. And the military-industrial complex, they slobbing at the mouth trying to get these wars going. And they paying off politicians and doing whatever they got to do to make that shit happen. So focus on that. Don't focus on dumb motherfuckers like Kanye West. You know what I mean? Don't focus on stupid ass videos. Racism is alive and well in the United States. Slavery wasn't no motherfucking choice. Police brutality is killing too many people. There is no money for education. We're using it all on war. There is no money for infrastructure. We're using it all on war. Don't get it twisted. Motherfuckers got to focus on the right thing. You know what I mean? So that's it for now. I just wanted to get that first video out there. I'm going to go in a little bit more in depth on this thing as it develops, but that's what's happening, y'all. But before I sign, I got to tell y'all this. Click that bell for the notifications when I post another video. Subscribe to my motherfucking channel and look for my premium content. Because I got some good stuff I'm going to be putting up, all right? That's it for now, y'all. TC, and I'm out.